My name is Bjørnstjerne. I'm from the artist group Superflex, and we're based in Copenhagen.
My name is Nikolaj Heltoft. I'm the scriptwriter for Superflex, and I'm based in Copenhagen.
My name is Anders Monrad, and I'm a composer, and I'm based in Copenhagen.
Our work is exhibited at Nikolaj Contemporary Art Center. The work that we have made for Nikolaj is called Mærsk the Opera, Mærsk Operen in Danish, and it is a full opera that has been composed by Anders, and it portrays a very important period and incident in our recent time in Copenhagen in Denmark. The construction of the opera house in the center of Copenhagen.
I was contacted by Superflex some 5 months ago with the idea to produce an opera about the Copenhagen Opera, and started a number of discussions with Superflex about this very peculiar and debated event in Copenhagen history, and we slowly started to develop an idea of how to grasp this process of public debate and discussion, and ended up producing kind of a snapshot of not just the opera, but of contemporary Danish society and cultural politics. And this developed the first scenes of the opera, which we then passed on to Anders for him to interpret in terms of music.
Music is a funny medium, because music is not really about anything, and still it can suggest a lot of different things. And I have been interested in early on in my earlier pieces making some kind of a dichotomy between what's that called? Between oppositions in my works.
We got excited about doing an opera conceptually because we have an interest in the opera house and the whole power game that was around the construction of the opera house, both politically. It basically is a whole drama which took place. The architect afterwards or during the process had to write a book to express his frustration and so on. It's a very important architect in Denmark. Many of the politicians who were engaged and involved in the kind of receiving the people's gift also had to comment on it continuously, because it basically became some sort of a scandal at the same time. But it also developed quite a diverse discussion, and also people have very different points of view on the opera, about this opera building. So but the choosing of the format is very much thinking back in history, how you have used the format of an opera to describe big dramas in history, to describe could be political, it could be royal, it could be like the love, like describing love has often happened through grand operas.
We wrote the story about this attempt. I mean, the attempt to build a historical monument on an historical axis in historical Copenhagen. This is the attempt of the donor, the Mærsk Foundation, which is quite outstanding in recent history, as these kinds of monuments are something that we would normally link to past centuries. But here we have a very modern man representing the biggest company, placing himself on a historical axis of a couple of 100 years. And in those terms, the opera format was absolutely suiting in terms of telling such a story, which by many would be described as the ultimate hybris.
It's not about one person. It's about the whole society. It's about it's about the way, or it's about the structures that we have developed over time that enables such a situation to happen. The construction of this opera. So it is a portrait of society. It is quite unusual that a person is able to just by himself decide that Copenhagen needs this monument.